Psalm 10, 12 through 18.
Verses 12 through 18 of Psalm 10 tell us that David cries out to God and says, God, you've got to take care of the situation. Now, in David's case, it was a matter of persecution. You've got to keep in mind that for a number of years, Saul was after David. David compared himself to a flea that was being chased. Saul was after David. Saul was listening to liars in his court. The people in the court who wanted to get Saul's favor, who wanted to be his buddies, were saying, now, Saul, David's out after your crown. He's out after your throne. Now, Saul, David said this and David did that, and they lied about him. And David couldn't do a thing about it. Keep in mind that you have very little control over the circumstances of life. You can't control the weather. You can't control the economy. You cannot control what other people say about you or do to you. There's only one area where you have control. That's down inside. You can rule the kingdom down inside, and the heart of every problem is the problem in the heart. And once we have gotten to that throne room down inside and let God take over, then we don't have to worry about that other crowd. David prays in verse 12, Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble. Now that word humble is the key word. Forget not the humble. What is humility? Well, you say humility is thinking poorly of yourself. No, humility is simply not thinking of yourself at all. The humble person has power under control. Humility means I cannot handle this problem myself. God is going to have to handle it by working in me and through me and for me. But before God can work for me, He has to work in me. Before God can work through me, He has to work in me. The Lord is King forever and ever. Verse 17, Lord, Thou hast heard the desire of the humble. I like that. Thou hast heard the desire of the humble. God sees and God hears. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and He will lift you up. If you want to get on top of the circumstances, get beneath the feet of the Lord. Humble yourself, and He'll lift you up.